Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be repotting one of my houseplants. So today we're going to be potting up my Monstera Adansonii. This guy has been needing an upgrade in pots. It has multiple roots coming out of the bottom, so I wanted to give it a new pot and also fresh soil. And I did see in the comments somebody asked about potting soil. The potting soil that I mostly use the Miracle-Gro one that's like for indoor plants. I also use the cactus mix that's also Miracle-Gro. Whichever one I have in hand, I'll end up using. I do like the cactus mix a lot. I'm partial to like any kind of brand. I'll just use whatever is like handy. Lowe's is one of the closest places that I could get potting soil, and they have Miracle-Gro, so that's what I go for. I tend to use more of their cactus mix just because I tend to overwater plants, or at least I used to, and it dries out quicker, so I like that. Regardless, I mix my potting mix with I mix other things into my potting mix, so I'll go ahead and show you guys today how I do that. So I'm going to be using this pot. It is like way bigger than this other little pot, but this guy tends to grow really fast, so I think it'll be fine if I pot it up in here. The first thing that I'm going to do is put my little drain protection thing. I've talked about this before in my other potting video. I got this at the 99-cent store, and it's fiberglass tape, and it comes in handy, especially when you have indoor plants, because you don't want, like, when you water your plants or put them back to their spot, for like the soil to just like come out and like be on your shelving, or you know, just on your stuff. So I put it in there. So what I like to do is I like to take a bowl, and in this bowl I add some orchid mix, and I have my stuff organized pretty much in like dog food containers. So I add, a lot of orchid mix, and my orchid mix, I also buy it at Lowe's. I buy two different kinds. I buy the chunky one that they have, and I buy the more fine one. And then I mix some perlite into that. I honestly don't measure anything that I add to my mix, besides like I just mix those up. And the only thing that I do measure is this diatomaceous earth. I add this to my soil too, just for preventative reasons, for like pests. And you have to be careful with this stuff because it gets all over the place. I literally just add one spoonful, and then get away from it because it gets all over. So for my mix, I like to make sure it's chunky and like airy, mostly regardless of the plant, because since I have all of my plants indoors and my apartment is not so bright, so I like an airy mixture that will release water or won't stay too moist for a long period of time, just because that's how, you know, you end up getting root rot and things like that. I use this too. This is horticultural charcoal, and I just add a little bit of this. And I also add systemic granules. This is also for pest prevention. I mean, if you don't have a problem with pests, then you don't really need this, but I add just a little bit, like a tablespoon full. Sorry if I'm not making sense. And once I have like all the chunky stuff that I want, then I add my soil. So I just use whatever soil I have in hand. I usually have cactus mix and indoor potting soil. And I just use like 2 or 3 spoonfuls of this. And I mix that all up until it's like a consistency that I like. So far, this is the soil mixture that's been working for me. I don't always measure things, I just mix things up. And then until it looks kind of like this, like really grainy, and it has a little bit of everything. Yeah, I like it for it to feel chunky, not too much soil. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but you could see it has a lot of different stuff in it. I put down this tray just so I won't make a mess because I am in my room. And I'm gonna take this guy out of here. Just go around the edges just to not mess up the roots, and pull it sideways. And that's what this root system's looking like. So I'm just gonna try to remove. I don't typically remove all the soil, I just remove what I can. You know, like that. And it has really healthy roots. So I'm gonna put my pot right here, and I'm gonna start to fill it. Maybe put in some more soil. But yeah, that's how I mix my soil. If this was a Hoya, I would probably do the same type of mix, but with my cactus mix specifically. That sounded weird. And I would add more orchid bark than I did right now, just because you know, Hoyas are epiphytic and they don't really need that much soil. But yeah. Sometimes I also add mosquito bits. I usually add those like maybe on top of the soil. I think I'm gonna need more soil. This is a big pot. Then I just press it. Let's see. I think it's starting to look great in its new pot, but it's definitely gonna need more soil. So I'm gonna mix up a little bit more. Okay, so I mixed up a little bit more soil. let me know what you guys use in your potting mix that you guys have found helpful. I really like this mix just because since my place is not very bright, I do like that it's airy, and sometimes things do dry faster, but I rather my plant be dry than moist for too long, if that makes any sense, just because I don't have that much light and they're not using it maybe as fast as they should. Right now that it's summer, things have been drying up way quicker, especially like my plants that are closer to my west facing window. But other than that, everything else has been doing great, and most of them, this is the mixture that I've been using for them. Ta-da! There it is. I think it makes sense for this plant to be in this big pot. I don't even know how it was like surviving in this little pot, but now it's gonna have a lot more space to stretch out its roots, and I bet in no time it'll like be sticking out, or trying to at least to stick out of the bottom since it grows so fast. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of my mix and what you guys use for yours. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Bye!